Hi, my name is Chad and I'm from the channel ManCrafting. And I started the channel a few years ago when I had bought a Yeti cup and I wanted to customize it. And after a bunch of searching and looking around the internet, I finally decided that I was going to sandblast my logo and my name onto my cup after my employees at work were constantly hounding me saying I was going to lose this $40 stainless steel tumbler. And you hear that kind of thing enough and you leave stuff around random places enough, you start to believe them. So I spent, well, I don't know, $400 trying to figure out how to customize this Yeti. And well, as they say, the rest is history. I put a video on YouTube showing other people how to do it. And there seemed to be a demand for that kind of information. And I progressed from just sandblasting using a crooked vinyl cutter all the way up to, at this point, I actually powder coated this tumbler and then I laser etched it. Actually, I think I have a video on this one as well. Yeah, I definitely have a video on this one. I guess I define myself as a curious person. I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily a creative person or an artistic person, but I'm a person who's curious enough to learn how to do something. And then once I've learned that task or skill, I love sharing what I've learned with other people. So if anything, I would say I'm a teacher. You know, and I guess that's what all content creators are to some degree. Some might be performers, some might be artists, but I think a lot of us in this creating community would like to think of ourselves as teachers as well. Well, I've been working on this shed, as you can see around me. It's still incomplete. I've got it probably 60%, 70% finished at this point. I've got paneling up, it's fully insulated, and the intention is to put a dual split in here so that it'll be an air-conditioned space, which right now it's not. It is super humid and it's super hot. But that's the most recent thing I've been working on. I think probably like most people, my favorite tool is my most recent tool. Now, my actual pick, I haven't even put it together yet. It's sitting right here below me in a crate. It probably weighs 100 pounds. This is the drive for it, the power, the speed control, and this is the motor. And it's a 2x72 grinder, and as is my nature, I'm moving into blacksmithing and knife making and kind of learning those skills, and hopefully I'll be sharing some videos on that soon as well. So at this time, that's my favorite tool. I've used a 2x72 and knew that I had to have one. My intention was to build one, but realistically, I just don't have the time. I've been trying to do this video for 6 months, 9 months, maybe a year. So I finally just gave up on the idea of trying to make one and finding the parts and components that I needed to do it on the cheap, and just purchased one from a company called Emblaser. So my favorite project, I think my most recent favorite project, the one that comes to mind, is just a small end table that I made for my wife. I didn't make a video on it, but it is on my Instagram under ManCrafting. And it's just a live edge table. It's probably about a 2-inch thick slab, and I made the legs out of rebar. So I completely fabricated it, except for obviously the wood, which was given to me for free. I cleaned it up, I coated it. I actually powder coated the rebar so that while it sits outside, it's not going to rust. So I want to say that's probably my favorite project at this time. That's a tough one. I'm just now learning how to do blacksmithing and knife making, and I've taken a class on that, and I've spent some time with some friends who do it. But the skill that I've really wanted to learn that's been escaping me is 3D design using CAD programs like Fusion 360. It's just not innate. It's not something that I have a particular proclivity to. I really struggle with sitting down in front of a computer and spending the time to learn the ins and outs of a program. I haven't yet found a particular course or video series that's really captured me. I've had a few recommended recently that I think probably Lars Anderson is one that comes to mind. I think that should help me get myself on the right road to using that software. But that's probably the skill I want to learn most right now because of what I can do with it. Not because the skill itself is particularly exciting to me, but what I can take I can take a design out of a CAD program like Fusion 360 and I can input that into other programs and other tools that I have and make things that I'm currently not capable of making. So I would say Fusion 360 or CAD software is probably the thing I want to learn the most at this time. I guess that's it for today. I hope you learned a little bit about me, and I appreciate you inviting me on the show. As always, have a great day.